What we have done so far is we have pushed our category to the database. Let's try to replicate it one more time to get a little bit of more practice on how to add migrations. We'll do the same thing by creating another model with the same properties like category. So let me copy this and paste it right here. This time let me call this as genre, and we'll call the class name as genre as well. We will save this. Now rather than ID here, let me call this genre ID for now. We have our model in place. Now we have to push this to database. So let me go to Package Manager console here and write another meaningful migration. So I'll say add migration, add genre table to DB and press enter. This time it will build the project add migration, but the migration will be empty. If you take a look here, the migration, there's nothing there. Can you figure out why this happened? The reason was simple. If you go to Solution Explorer, we added the model. But did we tell the DB context that this is the new model that you have to push to database? No, we did not. So we'll have to do that by going into data where we have the categories. We need the genres. So right here, we'll have the genre, and let me call this genres. Once you do this, if you add the migration again, we'll open up the Package Manager console. And in here, if you remember, the last migration that we added was empty. So this was the empty migration. Since it was empty, you can always remove that directly from here. And we will delete this migration. We'll go back to Package Manager. Let's add the same migration again. And now let's examine the migration. It should almost be the same to our category migration. The only difference would be the name of the table and the primary key name with the column. Here you can also notice one thing, that since we have genre ID, it automatically made that a primary key even without anything else. And we will take a look at that in the upcoming videos. But for now, we have a new table. We have added the migration for that table. Last thing that we have to do is we need to push that to the database. So right here, we'll use the command which we know, which is update database. With that, our new genre table will be pushed to database. If we go back to database, and if we try to examine the tables here, let me refresh it. Now we will have a genres table right here. Great, so everything is coming along good. And in the next video, let's take a look at new phases of migration. Let's take a look at few of the important other features with migrations.